We begin with developing news in Enfield tonight, where a neighborhood is on alert after an unsettling discovery inside a home. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Now, police there said they found a World War II-era mortar round. Now, police went to number 4 Lake Drive after getting a complaint about a man who threatened to hurt workers at the new Amazon facility job site. Officers went to the home and attempted to interview the man. They say at first he was unwilling to speak to them, but eventually agreed to allow them inside his home. And when they got inside, they found that World War II-era mortar round. Now, the nonprofit Friends of the National World War II Memorial calls the explosive one of the most feared enemy weapons. Police say they removed the man from the home. Police cars blocked off the area for hours. Neighbors were told to either shelter in place or leave the area. Police are expecting to get a search warrant and use a bomb squad to take that weapon. We'll stay on top of this and bring you more when we have new information. Well, also tonight, a jury convicted a New Haven man today in a 2019 shooting that killed one man and seriously wounded an off-duty police captain. 63-year-old Albert Eddy, was found guilty of murder, first-degree assault, and other charges. The shooting happened in August of 2019 near Dixwell Avenue and Henry Street. New Haven Police Captain Anthony Duff was off-duty at the time when he reported the shooting and called for help. Duff was shot multiple times but survived. 46-year-old Troy Clark died from his injuries. Eddy is scheduled to be sentenced in August. And a former East Haven High School substitute teacher is facing charges after police say he had inappropriate conversations with a student about sex and drugs in the classroom. Rawad Al-Hawari is charged with risk of injury to a child and disorderly conduct. The investigation began after a student reported the alleged comments to the school resource officer in late March. Now, police say Al-Hawari denied making the remarks and was instructed not to return to the school. He is scheduled to appear in court on Friday. Well, North Haven police say a 20-year-old man is expected to recover after being shot while riding a moped. Officers say the shooting happened last night on Whitney Avenue near the Hamden town line. Investigators have released few details about the incident so far, but say more information will be provided as it becomes available. Well, a packed and loud crowd at South Windsor's Town Council meeting tonight. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot explains why a decision to seat an elected official made all the difference for some.
A Superior Court judge ruled on Monday that Harrison Amada's son needed to be sworn in and seated on the South Windsor Town Council. Now, this all comes after a months-long battle of a charter revision misinterpretation case.
Congratulations.
This moment has been a long time coming for Councilman Harrison Amada's son.
We've been on this road, this race for a long time. And then to see today, a beautiful day like this, and see that the people won, it makes me happy.
In this past November election, voters elected 6 Democrats and 3 Republicans to the town council and approved revisions to the town charter. Deputy Mayor Andrew Paterna said in January that those revisions were intended to take effect in 2027. But the day after Election Day, Deputy Mayor Paterna said the town attorney interpreted the charter to mean the changes should take effect immediately. As a result of that interpretation, Amada's son's seat was eliminated. On Monday, however, a judge ruled in favor of Amada's son because, quote, changes to the charter could not possibly take effect immediately and voters did not receive a clear explanation on when the changes to the bare majority rule should take effect, end quote. Voters say they are happy with this decision.
People were right when they said, we did not know at all that any of this was going to be happening now, that nothing was going to be immediate. Everything was in 2 years. And the courts affirmed that today.
Congressman John Larson said he was shocked when he heard about this last year.
When I first heard about it from my niece who's on the council, I said I was astonished. I said, didn't they understand the way the law was written and the way the particular amendment that they voted on was written? And she said, yes, but they tried to override that.
Madison says while this impacted him, it also impacted voters who supported him at the poll.
Nothing else is more important than the people. So that word, the people will keep coming up. because that's why I fight. So how does it feel? It feels good because my people are happy.
Amadison tells me he's ready to get to work and make a difference. In South Windsor, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Well, a 5-year-old girl has died after falling at her Harwinton home yesterday. State police say the child was flown to the hospital by Lifestar with what were initially believed to be non-life-threatening injuries. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner is now working to determine the cause of death. State police say they do not believe the death is criminal, but the investigation remains active.
And the only thing she was able to get was her cell phone, and that's it.
Dozens of Groton families were forced from their homes by a devastating fire Sunday. A day later, a lot of them returned to survey the damage and salvage what belongings they could. And now, as those families begin the long road to recovery, the community is stepping in to help. Fox 61's Victoria Anderson shows us how neighbors are rallying to support those impacted.
In less than 24 hours, hundreds of dollars of help came pouring into the Groton community. Complete strangers reaching out to help those 47 families in need after Sunday's devastating apartment fire.
Just burned everything.
A fire left 47 families with next to nothing Sunday. The 3-alarm fire tore through the 135 building in the Ledges Apartments Homes complex.
Really just in shock.
And as the shock is setting in, the town is stepping up. Just hours after the fire started, the team at Groton Human Services put together a donation drive, and minutes later, aid was pouring in.
We've had an incredible response already. You know, we've only been open a few hours. It's barely lunchtime, but thankfully we've had a lot of folks come forward.
Kim Turek, Groton's Director of Human Services, said the town is collecting essential items like retail and grocery gift cards, canned goods, and household and toiletry items.
Some of the people are not going to be able to go back in. What I am hearing is there's quite a bit of water damage.
Lisa Carney, a social worker, spent Monday at the Ledges Clubhouse helping families find a new home, a major challenge here in Groton.
Housing's tough. There's not a lot.
A 2025 study from the town of Groton found that more than 6,000 new homes were needed to accommodate the local hiring boom from Electric Boat. And that lack of housing adds yet another hurdle to finding a new home.
This is going to be a long time.
Social workers with the town told us that the apartment complex has put those displaced families up in hotels, but have no set end date on that accommodation. If you're interested in donating, we have a link on our website at fox61.com with details on how you can help. In Groton, Victoria Anderson, Fox 61.
Well, 2 men face firearms charges after police responded to a car crash in Wilton. Officers say they were called to Old Kingdom Road early on May 26th and found 2 men near a crashed vehicle. While investigating, police discovered a backpack containing 2 firearms and a high-capacity magazine. Officers also found ammunition on one of the men. 19-year-old Macias Hugo Rivera of Norwalk and 20-year-old Christian Rueda of Wilton were charged with multiple firearms offenses and interfering with police. And tonight, Shelton police are asking for the public's help following a series of car break-ins in the Huntington section of town. Investigators say the thefts happened early yesterday morning. Police have released these photos of a suspect and a gray Acura believed to be involved. Detectives say they believe 4 people were inside the vehicle at the time and warn the suspects may be armed. Anyone who recognizes the suspects or sees the vehicle is urged not to approach them, but to call 911 immediately. Well, Connecticut's Secretary of the State is warning businesses about a phishing scam targeting business owners. Officials say a spoofed email claiming to be from the Connecticut Business Registry is circulating statewide and contains a malicious link designed to steal credentials or compromise devices. Businesses are urged to not click any links and to verify that official emails come from a ct.gov address.